Hello. So you're not audible. So now you're not audible. So you can try joining again if that's possible.
Hello.
Hello.
Now I'm audible.
Now you're audible.
Okay. So how are you?
I'm good.
So start. Introduce yourself first.
Yeah. So my name is Tanis Satija. I'm currently pursuing my BBA from Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies. I'm in second year right now, and I pursued digital marketing course from Learnica because I'm really interested in marketing. I'm really interested in business field. Like in future, also I want to do something in business and marketing field. And this course is really trendy right now. Many companies are going digital. So I believe this is a great opportunity for me to improve my skills.
Okay. So tell me something that what are the disadvantages of digital marketing?
So disadvantage of digital marketing. So there are many disadvantages. Like first of all, not many people are online. Like we have many companies have gone online, but still mostly consumers they prefer going offline. Example, if you take the example of e-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, then mostly people are shopping from online, but still retail stores are still there. It's not that consumers are stop going on offline, but still some consumers are there which prefer to see the products online, etc., and then take the decision. This is
Okay.
one thing, and also secondly, there is a lot of competition. Going online is really easy, so anybody can easily go online by following a few steps. So that highly increases the competition, and it is really difficult to be on top of the ladder.
So tell me something. Which tools you have used so far in your digital marketing course, or you are familiar with?
Tools like if you talk about content creation, then I have used Canva,
Hmm?
Wix.com, and InVideo. We've used that to create content. If you talk about analytics like SEO and all, then we have used SEMrush, Ubersuggest, and the project management tool, the organization tool is Asana.
Okay.
Yes.
Define SEO. Tell me something
So
about SEO.
SEO, search engine optimization, it is basically a process. If I talk in layman's language, in SEO is a process in which improve the when you search something on Google. For example, you search any keywords. So SEO is a process in which you improve your ranking on the Google search. Mostly Google is used in order to improve how SEO is basically a few ways you can use to improve your Google ranking. You can use
Okay.
backlinks. There are three types of SEO. On-page SEO. On-page SEO is the design of the website, what content you have, etc. Off-page SEO are the backlinks generated that you have in SEO. Third one is technical SEO, which caters the technical aspect of your website. So all these, when you work together on all three aspects, you tend to improve the search ranking of your website.
Okay. So do you think that digital marketing is preferred more than offline marketing?
Yes, sir, digital marketing is preferred. Like recently, if we talk about 5 or 6 years back, then offline marketing like was preferred, but nowadays digital marketing is preferred. Because first of all, offline marketing, like if you talk about advertising and all, that is really costly. If you talk about banners, collaborations, etc., offline, mostly big companies do that, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and etc. All these big companies. But if you talk about digital marketing, then small businesses they can't afford to advertise on newspapers, online, etc. So digital marketing has provided an opportunity for everybody, small businesses and as well as large businesses, to expand their business.
Okay.
And during the COVID time, also most people are working from home, so that also has highly increased the digital marketing.
Can you tell me two, three difference between off-page and on-page SEO?
Two, three differences. So first main difference is by the term itself. On-page SEO is like on the page. If a consumer is viewing your page, what all the consumer is saying. For example, we are having a big market meeting right now. So I top I see settings on. I see the size of my webcam, your webcam, etc. So all this is on-page SEO. Off-page SEO is when, for example, big market has generated backlinks, etc. with some other websites. That is off-page SEO. And on-page second difference is on-page SEO is directly involved with the consumer. It has direct impact on the consumer's view. For example, I'm a consumer, I know how the website is looking like. I can judge website only by on-page SEO, a consumer. But off-page SEO indirectly impacts the consumer. For example, a consumer searches something on Google. So which website comes first? That depends on the backlinks that you have generated. Off-page SEO is also you have to collaborate with others. But in on-page you don't have to collaborate, just have to work on your content and design. So these are two differences.
Okay, so do you know anything about domain authority?
So domain authority, I think I've heard the term in the course. I know somewhat
Yes.
about domain authority.
Can you recall it? No.
So domain authority, for example, I have a website of my own, tanisreja.com, for example.
Okay.
So I have a domain authority, like only I can use the website. For example, if I want to search on Google Analytics, what am I doing, or Google Ads, etc. Only I have the authority to analyze my website. I cannot know, for example, any other person apart from me cannot use my website's domain and get internal information.
Okay. So tell me something you know about Learnica. Is it?
Learnica.
Hmm.
So Learnica, I think, like I haven't not researched much about Learnica, honestly speaking, but I know that Learnica is a company which has, like, it's a really unique company. Like, I got the idea of Learnica from my friend, and I found it really good because if you compare other digital marketing courses, then they are paid. They first ask for the payment, and then they have also have recorded videos like on Udemy and Coursera. But Learnica I found really innovative, in which you also have live classes, you get live projects, you get to train on live mock interviews, like right now, and also the payment you pay after you get a job. I believe Learnica has a really unique concept.
Okay. So how do you see yourself in 5 years or so in digital
5 years,
marketing?
like right now I'm in second year, so after this I will pursue my job in digital marketing or marketing. Then I will do my post graduation in MBA in finance or marketing. And after that, I will get a job. Like right now, I'm in college, so after 5 years, I will just be a fresher. I would be new to the corporate world. But if I get experience right now, then it will be really beneficial for me. There are many options open for me after 5 years. Like I can also join my father's family business
Okay.
and apply the knowledge of digital marketing there, or I can pursue MBA in marketing or finance and then get a job.
Okay. So assume you are working in a digital marketing agency and you come across a client that is very angry
Hmm.
or short tempered. So how you will deal with him?
So first of all, like as I'm a part of the company, the
Hmm.
reputation of the company is my priority. I will not, for example, a consumer is shouting at me or is angry at me. Then I will not, reply in a harsh way. Like, what are you doing? Ye nahi karna, wo nahi karna. You are wrong, etc. I will not just shout and be angry at him. Because if he gets angry, then he will, spread bad word of about my agency to other consumers whom he talks to. So that I can get a bad reputation according to that. So I will keep a cool mind going to that because I'm a person who understands stuff. I don't react immediately to stuff. So I will keep a cool mind and understand his problem, what problem he's facing, and I will ensure him that, sir, yes, you are facing this problem. I agree. It is because I cannot blame him because if I know that my it is my mistake, then I will accept it. But if it's not my mistake, then I will tell him, yeah, so this is the problem, but I will try to ensure I will help you this or that way. If it is my problem, then I will say, yes, sir, I'm really sorry that you had to face such issue. We will look forward. We will try to improve it.
Okay. So, do you have any weaknesses? So far?
So weaknesses, yeah, I have a few weaknesses.
Like,
Like, so I'm not a very organized person with my things. Like, if you look at my study table, Almira, these things are a bit not so good, but I'm improving on that. And also, if you talk about time management, like I was really on last year when I had my 12th class boards. To also in this beginning, I was very relaxed, but when the boards came nearer, I picked the pace. But I'm improving on that. But I improving on the time management part. Like on my college, also in my societies, also, I try to contribute. I try to finish the work on time.
okay. So, have you worked on a collaborative project before?
So not a collaborative project, but I interned at a company, Homeflick Vigro. I worked there as a business development intern. So where you had to collaborate with other companies. So that company offer courses like Python, digital marketing, design, etc. And I was in the collaboration part. So I talked to. They required a Python teacher back then. So I searched on Google. I asked some of my friends, etc. to gain some numbers of I Python teacher. So then I talked to one person from IIT. I got his number somehow, and I talked to him. I conveyed him that this is, if you get a job here, if you teach here, it would be really beneficial for you. This is the salary you get. These are the number of people. So and they were really impressed by my work that I collaborated with the Python teacher for the company.
Okay. Tell me about how you take decisions. मतलब what steps do you follow for that?
So take decisions. It depends. Like if I'm taking decisions of my personal life, then I actually or personal life or any other aspect in general, the advice is same. The procedure is same. First of all, you tend to follow. Basically, there are two steps in the decision. First of all, you tend to see what factors are affecting my decision. For example, if I'm applying to college, so what are the factors? The fees is the factor, the pay structure, my family, what will my parents allow me to apply abroad or not? Will I be able to do the hard work or not? How tough is the exam, etc. After considering all these factors, I take a decision. And also, if you talk about general day-to-day decisions, like this was an example of long-term decision, where you have to consider each aspect, then you have to give weightage to everything. Right? Like if I was self-doubt that I won't be able to do that, or it is really competitive, that will come. That is not a factor to consider. The factor to consider is that the college is really good, really high. So I will take decision that I will apply to college. And also decision making, there are two other factors. One thing that you have to consider is the short term consequence and the long term consequence. If you talk about in business field in general, when you have to deal with various employees, then for example, the question you asked about angry person, right? If a man is angry with you,
Hmm.
so that time that is also a decision. Like it's my decision there whether to shout at the person whether to think about the long term aspect of my company. So that thing, if I'm in a business, I will consider the long term aspect of what should you do that. But if there's a crisis, if there's a risky situation when you have to think fast, then sometimes short term decisions are also better than long term decisions. For example, if there is a startup which requires funding, etc. So I cannot, consider long term aspect and invest in long term stock market, etc. For example, if you take the example of stock market, I'm a person who is who has no experience in stock market, who wants to make money. So I will not consider long term investing in that. I will consider short term investing. So this is an example of where you have to take long term decisions and where you have to take short term.
Okay. So have you worked in a team before?
Yes, sir. Like in
Uh,
the home fleet we grow, that I worked as in the business development intern with or 7 or 8 other people who are also working with me. And 2 or 3 months back, I worked as a management associate at Medtree. So where there were online events, there were online courses about business, about consultancy, etc. And I was the moderator in the links. And we also had a team of 5 or 6 people in one department, like 5 or 6 people for consultancy for business, where we had to moderate with the speakers, external speakers, and internal as well as the audience if they have any query. So yeah, I'll explain this.
okay. So which company have you chosen for the market plan?
I chose Nike.
Go on with it. Share your
Sorry, sir.
screen. Share your screen.
Achha, what the presentation?
Yes.
Here is the option. Achha, screen share. Is it visible?
Just- Yes. Now.
Yeah. So I chose Nike for a reason because I'm a person who is really interested in fitness. I'm an athlete. Like if I regularly do skipping, bodyweight exercises. Earlier I used to play basketball. Right now I'm doing MMA, like mixed martial arts, etc. So I'm really sports enthusiast, fitness enthusiast. That's why I chose Nike. So should I move on to the next slide or you want to ask?
Go on. Go on.
So these are the marketing strategies which I analyzed from Nike. The first of all is the if you see Nike's ads or advertisement, the first thing, the most prominent thing that Nike does it that it does not directly sell the product. It does not in the advertisement. Nike does not tell you these are the features of the shoes. These are lightweight. We have this color, etc. They target the emotion. And actually, I researched a lot about this. For example, if you see the Nike's ads, they are made in such a way that everybody can relate to it. For example, if a person in Nike's ads, the first person, for example, person wakes up in the morning and starts to run. That is a challenge that the person is overcoming. Then the person is in the zone. He's running, he's on the track, he's doing workout in the gym, etc. Then comes the phase of breakdown, where the person feels to give up, he feels that cannot do it anymore, etc. Then, next step, the person rededicates himself. He wants to, he's willing to break down, he's willing to give up, but still moving on. And finally, in the last, he achieves victory. As well as the Nike's tagline says, just do it. So, because on these 5 steps, like everybody, can relate to this. Everybody faces the challenge. Everybody wishes to, stop or give up at some point of time. But if you continue, if you just do it, then in the last, you achieve victory. Second one, product positioning. So in the product positioning, Nike has, clearly established itself as a brand specifically for sports or fitness enthusiasts who are currently into sports or who are willing to, go into sports, etc. It has product positioning like that. Third one is detailed product filtering. This one is similar to the second point only, but in this point the difference is that you have detailed product filtering. For example, if I want shoes, then I have the option of running shoes, basketball shoes, any casual shoe, etc. If I choose basketball shoes, then in that also I have options that how much you want the length, or there's an ankle length in basketball shoes.
Mm.
what is the length, what is the color of the strap, etc. How much bouncy shoes I want for basketball. Then I also have the option of choosing the color. They are really awesome colors, etc. So this is a detailed product filter. Fourth one is the intensive market research. Like Nike has really, intensified, has really detailed, has done really detailed market research. Nike knows what the consumer wants. It knows that consumers are not swayed by product but by emotion. Nike's founder Bill Bowerman also said that a shoe in general, must have three things. It should be light, it should be comfortable, and should go for the long time. It should run a long distance. It knows what its consumers want, and also Nike has also done various collaborations. Like there was one story of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was a basketball player. He was first offered uh, an offer by Reebok for some $1 million. I don't know the amount, but he rejected that offer. Then after some time, he got an offer Nike, which was worth like 10 or 5 or 10 times more than what Reebok offered, and which really, many people were really amazed by this collaboration. And the Air Jordan shoes of Nike, they came into the market. People started purchasing them, etc. Also, Nike also has common word of mouth. Like if I'm wearing Nike T-shirt, I talk about Nike because nobody says bad about Nike because everybody knows that Nike is a premium brand. If I'm wearing a Nike hood, for example, and going around the road, people will notice that yes, he's wearing a Nike. They will also be look up to it, look up to the brand. These are the marketing strategies that Nike followed. These are things that I would add, that advertising on social media. Like Nike has done advertising on social media, but I believe it should focus more on Instagram, Insta ads, etc. As mostly fitness enthusiasts on Instagram, mostly age group of 20 to 30. Most of them are in that age bracket that use Nike products. Older people are also there, but mostly is the age bracket of 30 below, or if people are into fitness, and that those people use Instagram. So I believe Nike should heavily target using ads on Instagram. Secondly, I believe is the more eco-friendly. So CSR is nowadays really everybody's talking about CSR activities that companies are following. I believe Nike can be more eco-friendly. It it can more it should use more eco-friendly products. It should also de- dispose its waste in a more eco-friendly manner. Yes, sir. Done.
Mm, when it comes to eco-friendly, can you elaborate that point?
So we talk
How
about eco-friendly, like Nike is using products like synthetic products, etc. But the talk about how the Nike is disposing the waste materials, and disposing of in rivers, or like it's not disposing of in a healthy manner, to be honest. But it can find ways. It can find ways to reuse the waste, recycle the waste, etc.
you can stop sharing your screen. Okay, so thank you, Tanish.
Okay, thank
We'll
you so
be
much.
meeting shortly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So the result will come after.
Yes.